Hello everyone. Sorry about that. My throat's kind of phlegmy. They say I don't belong here. They're staring me down. I'd disappear, but I don't hear any sound. Erase me. Your mind, I'll just be a memory. I gotta stop. What the fuck? That was not my intention. This song is too good for me to be playing. Well, the first time I actually heard it was the cover. To be fair, it's just because it's the singer Chi-Chi, her voice. I probably would not have found this song on my own. So, yeah, no, I like it too much. Sorry, not sorry. Really weird because I've seen a lot of the whole Naruto experiments, and you know what? I think I can do a special one. Nomu, like, it's pretty much making Naruto a Nomu in a sense, or well, looks like Chungus got the zoomies outside, or it could be Nico, or Iggy, any one of the trios. Anyway. See, her voice is just so fucking awesome. Not fair. Fucking hacks. I feel like a goddamn simp sometimes when I hear, like, a woman sings. Instantly, I'm like, hello, I offer you my services. Dost thou need someone to be decapitated? No, brain, no, we do not do that. I don't know why. It's just always been a thing. I digress. Let me just get into this, because it's already 2 minutes in, and I technically haven't even started with it. I'm just rambling. I apologize, but I honestly not really sure how that this came to me too easily. Like I said, I see other people doing something similar, so let me throw my hat into this, with our changes being Obito being crushed by the boulder. It crushed his lower half rather than like half of his like left half or right half. So no, just like crippled by the legs. His organs are severed. He's about to die out. So he gives Kakashi both of his Sharingan eyes. Even though he's missing one, he's saying fuck it, take the other one. I can't even smash like his like part of him. The part of him that wants to smash Rin is no longer attached to him. There's no way for him to pass on the Uchiha Sharingan. So, hey, Kakashi, take these Sharingan eyes, you fucker. But don't fuck Rin. He doesn't say that, but this is just me being an evil person. So when Madara finds him, he actually makes Obito the new Pain. He would give Obito both of the Rinnegan eyes, and he would be attached to the tree, and that's how he would operate that's where he would operate the 6 pain puppets, with black Zetsu and white Zetsu, just for you guys to know. So what does that mean for Nagato, Konan, and Yahiko? Well, they're still orphans. Nagato would still experience it. He just doesn't have the Rinnegan. I'ma just give him the basic water, wind, nature chakras. Now, I bet you're wondering, the fuck is all these beastie creatures right here? And did I just Photoshop baby Naruto's face on a Saiyan incubator pod? Technically, yes, because that's kind of the whole point from here. You see. Now, I was on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie, so hold up. And we are back. I am on my Spotify now with Lie to Me by Snow the Product and Hondro from their album Vibe Higher, endorsed by the Vibe Kage. Also, the main music that I would be listening to when I think about these is, was this album when I first started off, so that hence the name Vibe Kage. So, yeah, not gonna lie. Now, so things are pretty much gonna be the normal, but rather Kushina and Minato stay alive. they don't die. Minato's still the fourth Hokage. Kushina, they just can't have a child due to Kurama, you know, kind of making Kushina barren. It was kind of his last fuck you. Like, now that the Uzumakis are wiped out, it's only a matter of time before I'm free. Well, yeah. So, while here's where some things are changing just ever so slightly, I'm gonna give Jiraiya a special last name, and that is Namikaze. Oh, where am I going with this? What are you doing, Vibe? Just hang on there. Things are about to get fun. For you see, Jiraiya and Tsunade are actually the father and mother of Minato Namikaze. Well, he does not take the senju aspect because they're not married, and Kakashi Hatake is also Namikaze. His white fang is a woman. She was one of Jiraiya's fans who kind of caused the split. Kakashi is an affair child, but technically not an affair child, since Tsunade and Jiraiya never actually, were together. They never married, and it was kind of weird because Don happened to be Jiraiya's brother. See, Dawn was also a Namikaze. And she's the Namikaze that, that was the Namikaze she loved. Was Dawn Namikaze, not Jiraiya Namikaze. And it kind of caused this rift between them to split. So he went to Kakashi's mom, who was the White Fang. And yeah, that's how that's gonna go. So Minato and Kakashi are actually brothers. He would still be in his sensei. They just, it just wouldn't really be a big difference. It just, for the sake of, that extra layer of connection. Oof. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you when I say, the three orphans still run into the Sannin, but this is before Minato would be born. Just ever so slightly. I'm aging them up just a little bit, but hear me out. For you see, each one of the Sannins took care of one child here. Nagato was raised by Orochimaru, pretty much, showing him all the fun of experimenting Senjutsu. The pre-Kabuto was Nagato. Yahiko and Jiraiya Konan with Tsunade. Each of the Sannin would respectfully give them a summoning contract, allowing them to know, this is where your ties are, and Dawn would still be alive during this time. I am changing this timeline kinda wonky-ish, so Dawn is still alive. In fact, he and Konan, Dawn and Tsunade are, they would constantly send message to one another. Konan would confide in Tsunade that she likes Yahiko. And, she's saying, well, as long as he doesn't end up like the perverted Tsunade, no, not the perverted Tsunade, the perverted Jiraiya, go for it. Dawn is a respectable Namikaze. And Yahiko, he is, very funny and bold, like Jiraiya, but he also has some traits of, her brother, Nawaki. He's not a pervert, well, not what it seems, but he has a similar big smile, pure outlook on life, all this good jazz. So, of course, when the Sannin leave the reign, the kids are old enough, Yahiko and Konan, they would stay together, they're on their own couple. Nagato, he was okay because he was researching experiments, he would be a connection to Orochimaru. Yahiko is a connection to the spy network for Jiraiya, and Konan is a proficient medical ninjutsu user. She would also teach Nagato, because Nagato would also kind of want to know more, because this whole experimentation thing, it kind of appeals to him. Now, I bet you're wondering what's up with the Naruto gi, too, in case, some of you are also watching. This is what Naruto would look like when he powers up. Just bear with me. He will still look like basic Naruto, but it's because of some tweaking. And I don't mean like he takes pills and drugs. Bad, Ivan. Bad. Anyway, continuing on with the what if. As, tragedy would strike Nagato and Konan, with the two pretty much dying. Neither of the two could conceive a child with each other, and Nagato was distraught, but he would not let his two friends, freshly dead bodies that could still be preserved, go to waste. This Orochimaru tendencies in him mixing in with his not ever wanting to let go of his friends caused a kind of twisted degree. He doesn't want to build the Akatsuki for the infinite Tsukuyomi. That's still not Nagato's, but Obito/Madara's plan. However, he did want to do something else. Of course, the death of Yahiko and Konan would appear on the summoning contracts, and thus they would know. Tsunade and Jiraiya, they would alert. This is already when Orochimaru would be separate, so they can only assume that Nagato would also be dead. I digress. As, the loss of those two is what caused them to have Minato. And, of course, now Minato grows up, he would fall in love with Kushina. He's an actual, native to the village instead of a foreign. That's how his thing goes. Kushina would still be the Nine Tails, and that's how they fall in love. Nagato, using the bodies of Konan and Yahiko, well, not necessarily the bodies, but more or less the genetic material of the male and the female. Their reproductive organs are what was necessary, so yeah. He pretty much extracted the samples of reproduction organs from both, put them in a special pod, caused a, child to be made. Basically a test tube baby is what Naruto will be. The first ninja test tube baby. Now, of course, we're gonna have some special differences here. Due to the connection to Konan and Yahiko, and Nagato constantly flooding, the remainings of their body, turning them into pure chakra for Naruto to nourish on, until he's roughly the size of a 9-month-old baby, he decides it's now time for him to collect the remaining aspects, the missing pieces that he needs. And that is, he would go by himself, travel through multiple nations, fight the Jinchurikis, cause them to bleed, and extract chakra from them. He would devise special ways to cause them immense pain and make them waste months of power, and Nagato would not really be there in reality. He would have other people do it for him. It's just in the moment of, the Jinchuriki's exhaustion, that's what he would strike. Think of how Babidi would send, Spopovich and Yamu to collect energy for Majin Buu's revival. This is how Nagato would run his plan similar. He would hire people to fight the Jinchuriki. Jinchuriki gets tired. He would stab them in the back, siphon an insane amount. Not lethal, but critical amount of chakra. He would have these with 9 different containers. He would then go to Ryutsuchi Cave. He would ask for, some Senju chakra. I don't know what he wants necessarily, so I'll get back to it later. Back to this, anyway. He would go to Ryutsuchi Cave. He would get the snakes, Senjutsu chakra. Analysis. The fuck? No. Something else. Anyway. He would then go to the forest in Mount Ryuboku, the forest for Koyutsu. I can't say her name. The slugs. I can't say the name. the medical ninjutsu slugs. Since they are aware of who Nagato is, they ask him why does he want, why does he crave such a thing? And he's saying it's for a special plant. A flower that is designed to mimic a paper rose that, Konan would make, and he wants the chakra to, a special resting place. He's giving them bullshit excuses. Same with the toads, so they allow it. They're suspicious of it, but, the prophecy toad saying he not getting nothing from it. There's no bad energy or bad intentions that he could see in Nagato, because technically, he's not trying to do anything bad. He wants to change the world. He also knows that Nagato was grieved at the death of his two friends, and this whole celebrating them with creating special altars for the two lovers, even though they never had to. He does mention something very interesting, though. Okay, what? Fucking hell. Anyway, back to the what if. I'll get to dealing with other things later. You see, he mentions that though, I don't know, I should probably fix that. I actually said they didn't. He does want to make a proper barrier for them. He's just saying that, right now, he has a special assistant who's currently watching over someone very special. They ask who. They ask this to keep this a secret from, the Sanin, of course, because hushity hush hush, because in due time he will send this boy to Konoha for them to meet, because he's under the impression that they're still with Konoha, or at least that they're still tied to Konoha. He doesn't really know about Tsunade leaving the village. The slug doesn't really bring that up. She knows one day Tsunade will be called, and maybe this will be the thing that brings her back. As he says, Yahiko and Konan conceived a child, and it's named Naruto. And, since he's adopted him, he's gonna give him the adopted name Uzumaki. It's not by blood, but, he's the child of Konan and Yahiko, and who knows, maybe he could inherit his mother's paper release technique. He's hopeful, but, yeah. So, yes. Anyway, we now do a time skip of a week. Nagato sees baby Naruto in his little pod. He knows he's ready. He's at the 9-month mark. So, he places down Naruto in the middle of this room. There are 12 pods around him, and he proceeds to stab the top of each pod with the container of the chakra that he now possessed. Now, this is now then, diluted into some water, mixed in, and then the 12 pods are glowing. Each start to then narrow down. Of course, the pod within Naruto's little incubation starts to glow the same colors that the other pods are as the water drains from them, and a bright radiating light comes from Naruto's pod, and then the light subsides. Everything's normal. There's a heartbeat. It was a success. What he had hoped has come true. A vessel to hold the chakra that melded and blended in. You see, in these other pods was pretty much Naruto embryonic fluid mixing in. Each pod in a sense became a different version of Naruto. A version of Naruto, 9 of them were different versions of Naruto with that became in essentially a Jinchuriki of that beast. The other 3, one was Toad Sage Naruto, one was Slug Sage Naruto, and one was Snake Sage Naruto. all then get concentrated back into the source, altering the DNA of the boy, giving him the powers without actually needing, the hosts. So, Naruto, yes, he does have a quote-unquote nine-tailed chakra cloak. In reality, the nine tails represent, each each Biju. One tail would represent Shukaku, one represents Maratabi, one Isebu, one Son Goku, one Kokuku, one Saiken, one Chome, one Gyoki, one Kurama, but none of them are actually Naruto anymore. Naruto's his own person. He, in a sense, is a human ghetto statue that now gets the added benefit of, 3 different sources of sage mode and medical ninjutsu. He got the frog Kurocha, the inorganic sage mode. I can't get my back to pop, damn. So, now I bet you're wondering, how long? Well, we do a time skip. 2 weeks. Nagato is coughing. Baby Naruto has not awoken from his chamber. He shows all signs that he's normal, but he realizes it's like a 99 completion. He needs one more thing. So he sends word to, the Leaf. Naruto Uzumaki, he's going to need someone to take care of him. His aide will be dropping him off at the Leaf Village because Nagato's going to die soon, and his aide is not one to want to take care of a child. His aide is too inexperienced in that field, and an orphanage is best, so they feel. Of course, Jiraiya and Tsunade would not be aware of this, but Kushina and Minato would be. Kushina would look hopefully to Minato saying, can we adopt him, please? But, he's against it. He feels uneasy about a new Uzumaki. He wants to, but nah, he pushes against it. Now, Kushina, she is still alive. She did get attacked by, them. They were under the disguise of mist, cloud, and stone villages, so yeah, no, it was relatively easy for Kushina to survive, but she still would get caught lacking. But, she can't sense Kurama Chakra, because there is no Kurama Chakra, it's just Naruto Chakra. And, yeah. Naruto would grow up in the orphanage, and, well, in the orphanage, shit's kind of different for him. He's not hated as a demon, but he never made any bonds. There was no need for him. To him, he was already aware of what he could do. I bet you're wondering, how? Well, before, just the day before, his Nagato's assistant, which in reality was just someone who was paid off. It was a lot. God damn it, boy. Why are you texting me, Sage? There's no point for you to text me. That sounds fucked up. That really does. I just don't see the reason why people would text me asking me meaningless questions that I guess, to them I'm insightful, but nah. Baby Naruto. Let's just look at Baby Naruto for a little bit. Okay, one of the things I will admit that I kind of find annoying is, he would send texts, I don't open them, he edits them, and I no longer know what he says. And, you know what? See, stuff like that, how do you respond? I don't know, so I don't respond. I feel like a bad person because of it, but I don't know what else to fucking do, my guy. I'm sorry. You want my help for a what if analysis, but you just say pick one. I only know two of them, and then you try and text me about other people, but then you erase them, and I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Oh, fuck. Rant over, I guess. I don't know, guys. It's just. Anyway, fuck. Oh my god, my vibe just got killed. Fuck. I don't get people. I never will. And that's why it's easy for me not to answer. So I'm not gonna answer. You know what? If I get called a dick, fuck it. You know what? Explain to me how? Just how? Like, you come to me to ask this. I tell you the truth. I only know two of those people. We'll start messaging. I can't look at it right now. And I pause. I look. Messages are erased. I just don't know. See, so you guys can just see what I say. It's just as someone who knows the anime, I guess. I don't know how to help if I don't know the source material. It's gonna be an anime game. What if? Can't help, I guess. Sorry, brother. This is the right song. Already Gone by Alice in Wonderland and Brave and Lido. This is a good ass song. I'ma let it play. I'ma just go back to this. Fuck it. I don't know how to help it. And I'm not gonna try and waste my time to fix something I don't know how to fucking do or deal with. I'm not angry at whoever Sage X is. I don't know if they're a man or a woman or if they're how old they are. I don't want to know if they're younger or older than me. I'm 23 years old. I don't waste my time in such little things. Like, you do shit like that. I'm like, oh no, that reminds me of some bullshit back in high school and middle school. I'm like, well, I'm already done with that shit. I hated those years, so I'm just gonna, throw that shit to the side. That energy is not the energy I like, so I'm just gonna, like, instantly just, pull a Jotaro and just get the fuck out. Walk without paying for the meal. I don't care. I have done that 3 times, actually. Don't actually do that. That is kind of fucked up, but hey, shitty customer service, shitty food, and disrespectful work staff. The fact that I didn't stab anyone was their tip. I allowed them to live. No. That's too fucked up. Not that I would kill anyone. Well, I'm not saying I can't. It's just due to legal reasons, I won't. Given like purge night. Oh fuck yes, all in. I'm not even gonna read the message. That's how quick you see that. I didn't even bother reading it. Just done. I'm not gonna open the message. If this person would, I'd probably open it and whatever he said would be erased. So it's fine. I don't really care. Back to this. Naruto, Leaf Village. Powers of every single Jinchuriki are programmed into his memory. Nagato pumps all of his remaining chakra into Naruto to help stabilize him so he could wake up. He grows up in the Hidden Leaf. Not really many friends besides 2 people. And it's not who you think. It's not Shikamaru. It's not Choji. It's not Ino. It's not Sakura. It's not Sasuke. It's not Hinata. It's Shino, the bug guy. The bug guy who doesn't say shit and actually is just there and, he's just cool. Now, who is the other person, you may ask? Well, this is someone who She's also starting the Ninja Academy, and, she is still the niece of Dan. She's related to the Namikaze, but they're really, really distant bloodline. Neither from really Jiraiya or Dawn's side. It's just, they're added other family members. This is Shizune Namikaze. That's right, it's a Naruto Shizune ship. And this time, I want Shizune to be the one who gets the strength of 100 seals from Tsunade. So, fuck Sakura. Fuck Hinata too. Fuck Ino. Fuck Tenten. Fuck Tamari. Fuck everyone who you think is best waifu, because I can. They're fictional characters. What are you gonna do, get mad? I know there's a guy who's getting mad at me because I'm not posting What If Naruto Was Trained by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2. Well, because he's getting so aggro about it, I find it entertaining. So, he's kind of shooting himself in the foot with this, because I'm getting more entertainment than making the What If at how angry he, seems to get. So, as long as I find joy in that, I kind of don't need to make the What If yet. Sounds fucked up, but hey, what can I say? I'm not a good human being. I barely consider myself as a person, honestly. So, back to this What If. Everything changes when it's, time for draws, like the lot to be drawn at the Ninja Academy. You see, Naruto, he is actually the #1 student, paired up with the #1 Kunoichi, Shizune. Now, since Sasuke is the only person with the Sharingan, he is given the special privilege to join, the but Team 7. So he's still with Naruto and Shizune rather than Sakura. Kakashi is still their sensei, but here's one of the differences. When Kakashi goes to see, Shizune, it's like his cousin pretty much. And he knows. He's happy. The two aren't necessarily close. They're kind of like distant cousins. So it's still pretty much like meeting a stranger. Kind of the first awkward vibe and tension. So here is where our things kind of go. They would still do the "What are your dreams" and such. We go to Sasuke's emo boy speech, because the Uchiha massacre would still happen. Only difference is that, Minato did not want it to happen. This is more Danzo. And, well, one thing that could not be avoided is the absolute destruction of the Root Agency, because Danzo, you see, Minato had investigated him, found out Danzo's cooperation with Orochimaru, and proceeded to cut off his right arm, remove his right eye before he could even activate it, all using the Flying Raijin. He told Danzo, I just removed the gifts that Orochimaru gave you. You could still have your seat as an elder, but your Root Foundation is completely disbanded. They're thrown into prison, and you will be under heavy watch. Any mark you take against the leaf, instant execution. And, just for safety measures, he has a Hyuga mark Danzo with the birdcage seal. And this Hyuga would always be watching Danzo. So, yeah. In case you're wondering what happens to Sai, he kind of just grows up to be a civilian. He never bothered to be a ninja since Danzo's shit was slapped. So, yeah. I digress. Now we go to the bell exercise. No, not the bell. Oh, right. I was still on the Team 7 introductions. Kakashi, Sasuke, that. Shizune, she does want to be the female Hokage. Kakashi, he laughs, he nods, he believes in his cousin. But we get to Naruto. Naruto, He just says he's Naruto Uzumaki. He likes Shizune. Goal? I guess be a good husband to Shizune. Just say it so casually. He doesn't really understand the meaning of you know, the weight of what he's saying. So Shizune face turns red and then proceeds to pass out. Kakashi's just like, trying to hide his, that, boy, I'm about to combo your head off bullshit. The fuck you mean you're gonna marry my cousin? We might not be close, but you don't get to clap her cheeks just because I'm not here. As, Sasuke kinda just, meh, whatever. Now we go to the bell test. Of course, Sasuke would be the first one to try and attack Kakashi, get his shit slapped. Naruto, after watching Kakashi, him and Shizune kind of acts a little bit like how Hinata does right now with, like, she's blushing, she's shy, she's timid around Naruto because Naruto just straight up saying, oh no, like, go, fuck it, be her husband, my guy. I get to clap the Hokage's cheeks. That is my goal, in a sense. And Naruto didn't say it, but that's how Kakashi took it. Shizune thought, I'm going to marry Shizune and build a clan with her. That's how she took it. Two slightly different things when Naruto's just like, just be a good husband to her, I guess. I don't know. Don't really got a plan, my guy. My neck. Oh, that one didn't work. You see, we have some issues here. The issue is Sakura Haruno. You see, her squad ended up failing, which, of course, does not go well with her. She would, I guess you could say, cry over, and over again. Eventually, until she could find some sort of master that would take her, and of course, he would use this to his advantage. Danzo would recommend, teaching the young Haruno girl as a private teacher. He only has one arm and one eye, but he could still show her the basics of chakra control. He can do some scrolls, point out some weaknesses. Of course, the Hyuga who watches him could every now and then go with him and just watch. In case you're wondering what happened to the eye that Danzo stole, yeah, it's with Itachi. Itachi has both of Shishui's eyes. Now, here is where things get a little bit more dark and twisted in the what if, as Naruto, he asks Shizune, he said to come at him as if we were going to kill him, right? She nods. So Naruto just bluntly asks, so if I end up killing Kakashi, are we still going to be together? She actually is on the spot of this. She actually says, I mean, can you not? Naruto's just like, I would have to hold back, and that's kind of what he doesn't want, though. As, he places his hand on his chin, and he's saying, okay, sure. I'll pull my punches, but I'm gonna need your help, okay? As, Shizune nods, the two hatch a plan, they would go off. Now, Naruto, because he has to pull his punches, decides not to activate his chakra sage mode, I guess you could say. Because his chakra mode is the same as sage mode. So, what does Naruto do instead? Demonstrate his mastery of the 5 nature chakras, since he does have some special jutsus because of Shukaku, Kukaku, and Son Goku. In other words, lava style, boil style, and magnet style. I mean, he does get ink release thanks to, Gyoki. And then Saikon's poison and acid is pretty cool. Chome gives him some silk. I know he's a beetle, but I'm just giving him the ability to spit out silk like other insects for cocoons. He got some snake venom if he wants from his canines. He can just stretch out his tongue like a toad. Basic stuff like that. If he wants to, he would be able to spin at high speeds like the human boulder jutsu, but it would be like a turtle shell, like Isibu. He could do blue flames like Matatabi. Stuff like this is pretty basic for Naruto. Now, this also means no wood style, no Byakugan, no Sharingan, none of that good. This is, in a sense, just mostly focusing on, the Bijus and Senjutsu all pushed to the max of one person, and that person is Naruto. So, Naruto would rush in. He would go with the multi-shadow clone jutsu, 4 clones beside him, 2 on each side, as, he would weave his first hand signs and say Earth style, eruption, slamming his hand down. The ground beneath Kakashi would burst open, and several rocks would then go into the air. Naruto, weaving more hand signs, would say, Giga Raw! I believe I, fucked that up, as I meant to say, I said Giga Fall. I meant to say Giga Fall, as, the rocks begin to glow purple, and then proceed to crush down on where, Kakashi would have dodged and landed on. Kakashi's just like, what the? How can a Genin use Earth Jutsu as... Oh, no, we not done. Another clone of Naruto weaves through the hand signs as he's going Fire Style. Fire Hairball! As shoots out blue little flame bombs. And, Kakashi's just like, nope. That's blue flames, not regular Fire Style. What is this bullshit? He would look closely as he would also see shuriken in the goddamn fireballs. How the hell did this boy spit out shuriken fireballs? But there's more. Another Naruto from right behind Kakashi would go and say lightning style raging torrent, as he would stick out his hand and volts of electricity would just discharge. Kakashi would have to jump out of the way. No, he's dodging rockfall, fireballs, lightning blast. They're all going towards him in multiple angles, multiple directions, and Kakashi's just like, what the hell? That's 3. As another one, Naruto, he's just like, wind style, gale palm. He hears it. He turns. To his surprise, it was the Naruto clone, but who he threw was Shizune. Kakashi pulled back his fist as he's just like, Shizune? As she weaves some hand signs. Water style, sticky trap. Spits it. Kakashi, midair, doesn't want to counter his, cousin's jutsu. He gets himself get hit. Big mistake. As poofs into smoke. Naruto, bitch. As he's saying, I knew you'd fall for it. As he's just saying, transformation. Water style. Wait, that was all 5. And then, above him, and I do mean above him, here comes someone falling down. Now, this person was tossed into the air, using the rocks to climb up. The Gale Palm user would give her some added bonus. The fireball, the blue fire mouse, the blue fire hairballs that the clone Naruto was spitting would also kind of lead Kakashi towards this direction. The lightning was pretty much just to kind of help drown out the whole noise of her arguing with Naruto's, labor-heavy plan that she's not necessarily used to. She didn't really think she'd have to move this much. But I digress. As she falls down from the sky, this is a jutsu she does have thanks to Kakashi. As she falls down and she's saying lightning palm. Kakashi's just like, hey yo, are you really trying to hit me with the jutsu I taught you? As He would try and move, but his movement is slowed because he realized, the sticky water makes his clothes extra heavy, so he can't really move as well. So, palm strike lands, electricity goes as the two fall in straight into the ground. Kakashi crashes, he got zapped, spat on, shat on, a good combination. As he's on the ground, he's looking, he sees that the bells are still attached. He's looking for his cousin Shizune, and he sees something that both annoyed him, but then also made him, kind of relieved, as he would see Shizune passed out, but in Naruto's arms. As Naruto was saying, "You did a great job. You really put a lot of chakra into hurting your old cousin, didn't you?" As Kakashi's still kind of paralyzed. As Kakashi's just like, damn it, she needs better control of that jutsu. And then he's just thinking, yeah, I'm going to make her training extra hellacious for that, though. Hitting me with my own jutsu. The nerve. As Kakashi, he gets helped up by Naruto. Naruto would look at Kakashi and saying, so, excluding Sasuke, did we pass? He asks him, hey, the fuck is up with all 5 nature chakras? As Naruto saying, well, you see, good genetics. Mama got, the basic of wind and water, along with something special. My dad had the fire, earth, and lightning. I just get lucky, and by lucky, I do mean, as he begins to turn into motherfucking paper, swirl around Shizune, they disappear. A little bunch of papers flow towards Kakashi, forming a note that's saying, I'm just lucky, as, another note saying, leaving Shizune off at her place, bye, hit us up later when you need us. As Kakashi's just like, hey, how does he know where my cousin lives? So before he could leave, Sasuke would be, hey, they gone. You train me now. There's no reason why you can't train me. I'm Uchiha Sasuke. You must make me great. Wow. I realize how bratty and stupid I make Sasuke sound, but I'm okay with that. As let us go to, our D-rank missions. Our month is relatively hell for the Uchiha boy Sasuke. Kakashi Namikaze and Shizune Namikaze, they actually aren't training or spending as much time as Kakashi would have actually had liked. Thanks to the council, he is more focused on, Sasuke's training, him having the Sharingan, and Sasuke going to awaken the Sharingan. Might as well get him ready for that. Of course, he's annoyed that he can't get personal time with his cousin, but, they ask him, you had plenty of time beforehand. We're just asking you, get the Uchiha boy ready for his Sharingan. Once he's ready for his Sharingan and awakened, there's probably not much that, he won't already be able to do. You being such a great teacher, you're going to make sure, he'll know what he'll need, even when he doesn't have his Sharingan, right? Yes, I will, Kakashi says, defeated, as, yeah, poor bastard. However, Naruto and Shizune actually do get along a lot well in this one. You see, the two, they're actually really happy together. They do a lot of sparring and taijutsu training. Shizune's stamina and chakra control are a lot way better than what most kunoichi have. Arguably she's at the Chunin level, mid-Chunin level. Sasuke, he's roughly the same, but, Naruto, he's just making it look easy, my guy. Everything is just so simple, from chakra walking, from tree walking, water walking. I don't know why I said chakra walking. I guess it's the same thing. as he decides to show her something that he developed himself. And that's airwalking. Yes, I'm pretty much having him fly. And no, Sage mode, Six Path Sage mode Naruto could fly after he had gained Hagoromo's Sun Mark, and that is him with all 9, beasts. So why not? He's saying it takes an insane amount, but he's able to focus on the chakra in the air, form it with his feet, combine it, make a makeshift platform that, he propels himself forward, and, using some wind chakra around his body, it makes him kind of float and delay in the air just ever so slightly. If he wants to keep standing, he would have to focus a lot more on his feet. As a special, treat for teaching her this, she keeps it a secret, of course. So Kakashi won't know about this. We go to our... I was gonna say our favorite emo boy. But then I realized Sasuke's not everyone's favorite emo boy, so I apologize. So we go to our emo boy Sasuke, not everyone's favorite, some people's favorites. Some people hate him. I don't personally like Sasuke. So, I digress. As, he's complaining about the missions, Naruto and Shizune, they don't really, complain. In case you're wondering, yeah, Naruto wears that type of gi. Boots, orange, blue, wristbands, Konan headband, weird outfit, but no one really would fuck with him because he's just too physically goddamn overpowering. So, yeah. I digress. As, yeah, Sasuke would bitch, they would get the bridge builder mission. Things still go pretty normal. I'm not really changing how our story shifts, rather than just, Minato's alive and so's Kushina. Obito's actually Nagato in this case, so he's Pain. Yeah, nothing too much has changed. Fuck. I didn't mean to yawn. Anyway, I'm gonna pause this real quick so I can get a drink. So, I got a drink. It's orange Gatorade. It's delicious. Tazuna, he tries to disrespect. I'm not just say Shizune because drunk old man. I feel like easiest target for a drunk old man to insult would always be the female, just because of the ways he would be probably said it. Sounds pretty obvious and fucked up, but hey, meh. Can't change it now. Well, I can, but I'm not going to. So, continuing on, as he would try to say something bad about, Shizune, but would stop, because before he could actually finish the sentence of her looking like she's weak, Naruto would look at him. His eyes, the gentle blueness, a peaceful, calming ocean. It shifted. It was still the same blue, but it was as if the ocean itself came alive and swelled within rage. A hurricane, a tsunami, the catastrophe of water itself. Overwhelming. Tazuna, yes, you are a bridge builder, but, the water that you're trying to avoid is blue. The color of my eyes. And like water, my patient is not infinite. And like water, I would crush you without actually hesitating, not giving a second thought. So if you don't want this to happen, shut the fuck up. All with just a look, my guy. So he just ignores, Shizune, and then mocks Sasuke for looking like an emo. Doesn't say shit about Naruto. Naruto has struck the fear of Naruto within this man. As, we do our regular, They're going off, they're skipping, as they actually have someone joining them. This is Sakura Haruno, someone who has been trained by Danzo for the past month. This is to show, she too is ready. And proof that Danzo's training could be beneficial to more Konoichi that were deemed pathetic like Sakura. She's pretty much taking the place of Sai, that would be replacing Sasuke, so she's a spy for Danzo. Pretty much she's unaware of it because all she gotta do is just watch Sasuke and make sure she impresses Sasuke and get Sasuke to love her. So everything she'd kind of want. So Danzo's just using that to his advantage. So yes, Sakura, she is told not to be desperate in front of Sasuke, as that is weakness, and no. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Anyway, continuing on with the what if, as our water puddle incident, rather than happening normal, the moment Naruto sees it, he just stares at the pond, the little puddle. Kakashi's saying, Naruto, what's wrong? As, it starts to steam, bubbles are forming, as, the two ninjas quickly jump out. They're like, ah! They were actually being boiled within that water. How? How is that possible? Well, you see Naruto saying, fuck you. As, the water quickly boils and evaporates. The Demon Brothers do not actually have any time to react because, to the surprise of everyone, the person who killed them both was Sakura. Her kunai was coated with this weird wind chakra. The same way Danzo would spew his kunai to fight against Sasuke, she's doing that too. She had cut down both of the Demon Brothers, as then she scowls at Tazuna, saying, these missing ninjas, they're B rank. And you said this was a C rank mission? Someone's lying, as, we still have Naruto saying, it doesn't really matter. You actually could take care of B-rank ninjas, so clearly you're not as useless as the rumors said you were. Kind of pissing off Sakura, but, we leave that alone, as Sasuke, he does look at her with interest. She's happy, so she's saying, oh, Sasuke, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your kills. She looks at Tazuna, scowls, saying, surely someone's probably gonna come for him next soon anyway. You can take care of those, Sasuke. I'm sorry I got greedy with the kill. I'll make sure no one gets in your way. As, Kakashi sweat drops. Shizune and Naruto just look at Sakura like, get this Unogasai crazy ass thought out of here. As, yes, because of the pink hair, my guy. I digress, as we now go to the scene with Zabuza crashing into the party. He does his normal entrance. The fight still happens. But when it comes to the water clones, Naruto, he decides to have fun. As, to the surprise of everyone there, Naruto would stand in front of everyone. He's still in his orange outfit, as, he just lifts up his hand. The swirl of blue energy forms around his hand, right above it. Kakashi eyes one, because he knows what jutsu that is. That has to be the Rasengan. It's not the Rasengan, guys. As this is just swirling amount of chakra that Naruto possesses. Unlike the Rasengan, this isn't compressed and condensed down. This is just a swirling ball of chakra. Rather than condensing it down, Naruto is just making a simple twisting energy spear. Now, this is where things get fun. Slowly, but surely, the wind starts to pick up around everyone. The mist is also being drawn into this swirling swirling sphere. The water and the moisture is being clawed out slowly. Well, it would have been if it wasn't for the giant lake. You see, despite Zabuza standing on the water, he could see that the water is being pulled towards this blue orb. Even the water clone feels itself, being compelled into this blue orb. He doesn't know why. As, Naruto just holds this blue orb, and it looks like it's a droplet of swirling water. Naruto would say, Rasen Tsunami. As, he would lift up his hand, and, surprising everyone, a giant fuck-off tsunami just sprays. I was about to say squirts and sprats out, so I'm just like, wait, no. From the blue orb, a giant tsunami does spew out, but it's swirling in a, special beam as cannon weight. From the orb itself, the tsunami is launching out like a special beam. It's compressed water that's just growing and growing as it's launching out. It's causing it to expand very massively. The water clone was easily destroyed. It's going towards Zabuza. Zabuza did not want Kakashi's dead weight holding him, slowing him down. So, he would throw Kakashi towards the beam, thinking that, it's over. It's GG's. Kakashi's going to be killed by his own student. As, nope, to the surprise of everyone, the moment it was hit Kakashi, rather than, going through Kakashi, it just stopped. It literally just stopped. The water would then return all the way back into the orb. As Naruto saying, oh, come on, you gotta think I would have better control over my chakra than that. As though he didn't pull in the whole lake, he pulled in just enough where he's, in a sense, a waterbender holding it, a small, lake in his hand. So, I digress. Think of as a waterbender using Gaara's sand method. How about that? Does that make more sense for some of you guys? Think if a waterbender did what Gaara would do. Naruto just condensed all the water down into this one orb. That's where it is. If he wants to, he could just shoot it outwards. So, yeah. Special fun time. I know it doesn't make sense using physics, but here's the fun part. It's made out of chakra. What does that have to do with anything? No, you're not getting it. The water itself gets turned into chakra, condenses it down, and that's why. All the water is just turned into pure energy. It is just getting condensed down. He is turning the elements itself into nature chakra for him to use into his attacks. Then he would launch it back out. If he wanted to, he could have done it with the earth. This time he used a combination of water and wind, giving him some extra damage control. Now, this doesn't mean that, if he added a bit more water to it, he wouldn't have been able to control it. Well, yeah, it probably would have hit Kakashi, depending on how much water. Now, if he took roughly, a quarter more of what he had originally took from his original, grand sum, it definitely would have pierced Kakashi's body. Just easily gone through him. Would it go to Zabuza? No. If he took an extra half of the total amount, yeah, it just would have shot right through Zabuza's body too. Like butter. Just to give you reference, it's a lot more powerful than I'm making it out to be. Also, with broken physics to help push the whole, OP superpower. As Zabuza He's done. He calls it good. He leaves. He's saying he's not gonna try and kill Gato. Not Gato. Tazuna. Despite Gato paying him so much money, he already has the money. He can just leave. So he does. Haku, in this one, since he never really got shown, I'ma just keep him as a guy. What happens to Zabuza and Haku? Who knows? The two are no longer in this arc. Gato would still send his men to try and capture Tazuna's family, but Sakura would be the one to kill them all and then kill Danzo herself. Not Danzo, Gato. I'm gonna leave the death to Danzo to someone else who's been waiting. As they would go back, they would give their mission reports. Sakura was actually useful, surprising a few people, but overall, safe. Sakura from this point on would be a special member that would be added on to other members of the Rookie 9, eventually the Rookie 12, so she does know information about Neji, Guy, and Rock Lee. Also Tenten, but what does Tenten do? Throw things? Oh, if only we had something to stop her from throwing things. Tamari with her big ass fan be like, hey, I got this. That sounds terrible, I know, but it's true. So, you see, things get more interesting when the Chunin exams come. Because, well, the sand invasion's still gonna happen. However, Sakura is on the same team with Kabuto. The one difference is the guy who would end up fighting Kankuro, the one whose body could be all stretchy. Yeah, that ability is with the same guy who could absorb chakra. It's like, you combine the two for one ability. He could absorb your chakra and then he could move his joints really weirdly. He's not made out of rubber, but it's like he's no ligament, rubber, no boning in his body type bullshit. So 2 for 1 in that one. Sakura would join that team. So, yeah. Things still kind of happen as normal, but I digress. This video is an hour. I'm not trying to have my videos this late, but I wanted to upload. I will be continuing other what ifs. This is just something that I really couldn't stop thinking about. And since there's no medication on this earth that works on my mind that helps me focus, well, that I can't build a tolerance to within a matter of a few days. To help clarify, in case you're wondering, yes, I've tried pills for ADHD and ADD, or whatever you want to call it. I know they changed the name a couple times, and some people change it. It's just, my focus, if it's not there, it's not there. Nothing's gonna work. I build a tolerance to a lot of shit. So, pharmaceutical companies love me and hate me because, hey, we need something that works on this guy. What if normal people take it? They get addicted. Let's make thousands of it. Would he get addicted? Well, depends how strong his tolerance is. Chances are it's not really gonna do anything for him. Let's make thousands of it, and nothing stronger. What about the patient who needs the help? We're gonna be making money off of thousands of other people. It balances out. That sounds fucked up, but that low-key is the conversation that pharmaceutical companies would probably have about me. I'm cutting the video off with one simple scene. Naruto saving Konohamaru from Kankuro. Shizune staring them down, and them I do mean the Sand Trio. But the difference is, Naruto meeting Gaara, he would instantly call him out. And by him, I do mean Shikaku. And he straight up says, Oi, Shikaku, I know you're in there. And I'm gonna let you know now. Enjoy your time of peace. Because you will be dead. As, in case you're wondering, Naruto, his goal is to kill all current Bijus, have their chakra be dispersed for him to absorb thanks to his Sage mode. In a sense, rather than absorbing the Bijus into himself or sealing them within himself, becoming a Jinchuriki, he wants them to die so their power is released everywhere into the earth where he could call it and subjugate it to his will. He wants to be something different. Nagato's whole goal for world peace is still Naruto's. So, what Naruto wants is to, in a sense, remove all Bijus from existence, which kind of gets complicated with Kushina, I know, but you'll see, you'll see what I mean. As Gaara and the Sand siblings, they are on high alert of Naruto, because if this kid already knows Gaara is Shukaku, we can't have him be around Gaara, or he might just figure out catch Gaara doing something that would kind of give away the whole invasion. So, Baki is told about Naruto, and Naruto is then informed, not Naruto, but then Kabuto is told about Naruto, and Kabuto tells Orochimaru. Now, Orochimaru, hearing this Uzumaki, would get curious, and he would then, lose himself. Damn near shit himself, piss himself, wet himself, whatever you would like to say, because he finds out that Naruto Uzumaki is on the same team as Sasuke Uchiha with Inamekaze. Oh my god, yes! 3 great test subjects! Oh, how wonderful. But no, what would truly wet Orochimaru's fangs was, he read it. Adoptive father, Nagato Uzumaki. Biological parents, Konan and Yahiko. He is ecstatic. A child that is the sum of the 3 Sannin's training in one? How could he not? He can't resist this. This is just something he never thought could happen. He knew about Yahiko and Konan's death. It was, his spy network still told him. As, he found out Nagato's death through the scroll his name's disappearance. So he knows Naruto doesn't have the summoning contract for a snake. He thinks, hey, I was his father's sensei. Maybe, just maybe, he's perfect for a vessel. As, he thinks about it. Nagato also was really strong, but, he felt like Nagato was missing something, and Orochimaru at that point had not developed the curse mark fully. He was, it was a back burner thought for him. So now that he has it ready, he thinks, well, Sasuke, my Uchiha, I'll give you the curse of heaven. Shizune, my sweet Namikaze girl, I'll give you the curse of earth. And Naruto, my boy, well, I'll just have to see what happens when I pump you full of everything. As Orochimaru, he's excited. So, yeah. Things still kind of would happen with, Lee, distraction, all this good noise, him challenging Sasuke getting his shit slapped. But Naruto and Shizune, they didn't really do much about it. Now, in case you're wondering why Lee didn't want to fight Naruto, it's because he knows Sasuke is an Uchiha, so he figures, by name alone, the Uchiha would surpass this kid. So, yeah. He was wrong. Yeah, no, Lee was very wrong. If he would have fought Naruto, he would have seen that, yeah, no, you're not the only walking tank here, Lee. So, I digress. Anyway, we'll go to a simple scene of Sakura pretty much letting Sasuke get all the answers because she sits right next to him. Kabuto, because she's Sakura's teammate, he is welcomed with more open arms. Yes, Sakura kind of knows about the invasion plan, but how she heard it is that they're going to overthrow the 4th Hokage. They're going to give Sasuke special treatment, and if Sakura joins, she can be alongside her Sasuke. So she's in with the plan. But this is where our story changes just so slightly. For you see, Naruto not having the connection with Hinata, would cause Hinata to raise her arm when it comes for the time of who wants to drop out. Shino and Akamaru and Kiba are heartbroken. Naruto grabs Hinata, makes her sit down, stands the fuck up, and he says this. The skills of a shinobi are very efficient, are very, prominent to a trained eye. And it's clear to see that the Hyuga girl is not meant to take the Chunin exams. However, there is one thing I would like, to clear up. He points to Ibiki, and he's saying that this man is full of bullshit. There's no fucking way in hell the fact that if we get this last question wrong, we'd never be able to take the Chunin exams. I don't give a fuck what the hell, you say. Yeah, sure, every proctor is gonna be different, but there's no way in absolute goddamn hell is he actually gonna prevent the future head of the Aburame clan, the future head of the Inuzaka clan, and a high member of the Hyuga clan not be able to take the Chunin exams. So cut the bullshit. Yeah, she's scared and timid, but she had enough courage to, take the test. So, quit your bullshit. Let's get on with this. And, yeah, of course, Hinata feels something special. She never really had anyone stand up for her like this. Now, granted, she knows Naruto is mostly doing this for the fact that he's friends with Shino, not really friends with her. But she finds the offer sweet nonetheless. Shino and her would actually develop a stronger bond here. For you see, Shino gets why Shino is friends with Naruto. The two never really talk or speak anything about their emotions, but she gets it. His actions speak more than what he could ever say. He shows that he's a caring, compassionate ninja who will stand by his friends. In this case, it was Shino. The fact that she's friends with Shino is just by proxy, I guess. Benefits, I guess, for her. She realizes, if she wasn't friends with Shino, probably he probably just would have left her and walk away. The key here is the fact that Shino is, Naruto's friend. Say if it was Sakura who raised her hand, he wouldn't have done shit. Or if Shino and Sakura were switched places on different teams, if that's the case, he wouldn't have stopped her. He would have let the three leave. He doesn't give a fuck about Kiba. He would have been fine as long as Shino passed. However, he decides to mention the three names of the clans because it made him look smart. It made him look cool. And for the sake of, covering the fact that him and Shino are actually tight as fuck, he would say, the future clan heads of two of them, and then a member of the High Branch Hyuga family members. Now, he does know that Hinata's not going to be the clan head, so that's why he said that. So, yeah. I digress, though. As, Anko, she is slightly intrigued by Naruto, so rather than the kunai being thrown to him and all that prerogative, content there with the Orochimaru's phallic long tongue holding the kunai towards Anko, we have a scene where Naruto could sense the senjutsu chakra within Anko and ask her personally to speak before, the scrolls, while people were still filling out their forms. He'd ask her, "What's that mark on your neck? Why can I feel it? Why does it make me hungry?" As his eyes would then proceed to change into yellow slits, showing the Snake Sage mode, his body would actually morph a little bit as K9's form. Claws come out of his, his skin becomes just tiniest bit more shade of white as he shakes his head, controls it as he's saying, "Oh, it's happening again." As then his eyes then shift again. They go from yellow slits into frog-like yellow toad eyes. His clawed hands become webbed hands. He grows a few warts, the paleness fades, and then his eyes change again. Now they're just glowing yellow. No special animal designs, but his hands, while returning to normal, some weird shit happens due to the fact that now his eye sockets readjust, protruding out of his eyes, turning that into that of slugs. Naruto's eyes kind of shifted into, from snake to toad to slug, all within in front of Anko, as then Naruto would grab his head, focus, go back to normal, and then he says it again. "Why is your curse mark making me hungry?" As I'm gonna leave it here. It's good. It's good here. Small burp. I ate Papa John's pizza. Now it was alright, but yeah, I kind of want to take a nap. I might just do that.